I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody?
Peachy.
Fabulous.
All right, beautiful day.
All right. I'll make a motion. The Board of Commissioners approves the June 5th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Second?
Roll call, please.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes, I'd like to welcome back Miss Barb Fiddle.
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm okay, and
I was
all you.
worried about you.
Oh, it's so kind of you. My sister-in-law is the only one who cares about me other than you.
No, we do.
Other than you. She said other than
Other than you.
Well, we love you and we're glad to see you.
Thanks so much.
Yep. Jackie?
Jackie.
I do not have any comments on the resolutions or the journal entry unless the board has any questions about these.
I did not.
I had none.
I did not either.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. In accordance with section 305.30K of the Ohio Revised Code and this board's resolutions 21-0396 and this board's resolution 21-0878, the Board of Commissioners acknowledges and approves the county administrator's approval too. I will make a motion to direct the auditor's office to pay process the June 5th, 2025 bills, ACH payments, wires, journal vouchers, and then and nows as applicable, contingent upon the verification of the reports as presented by the county auditor and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management. Second?
Roll call, please.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept the award from the Ohio Department of Children and Youth via Ohio Children's Alliance on behalf of the Portage County Jobs and Family Services for Portage County's JFS Group Home Fund 1415. Second?
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to authorize the grant funding application update for fiscal year 2026 Ohio Department of Youth Services Subsidy Grant, Reclaim Ohio, on behalf of the Portage County Juvenile Court. Second?
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to create Fund 4271, Hartville Road resurfacing for the Portage County Engineers Office. Second.
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to declare the necessity to purchase one pre-owned vehicle for use by the Portage County Sheriff's Department, partially funded through Recovery Ohio 2025 grant. Second?
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to amend Resolution 25-0213, adopted April 3rd, 2025, declaring the necessity to purchase one new automated side load truck for use by the Portage County Solid Waste Management District. Second?
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners authorizes a grant application to the U.S. Department of Justice Office of Violence Against Women fiscal year 2025 grant to improve the criminal justice response program on behalf of the Portage County Prosecutor's Office. Second?
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
In accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1, the Board of Commissioners moves into executive session to consider the compensation of a public employee. Second?
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to come out of executive session. Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Yes, with no action.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, ma'am.
thanks Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
Good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Hi, John.
Hello, everyone.
Come on up.
Oh, we can come on.
Come on.
You're
Yeah.
up. We're up. I'm
You're up
sorry.
already.
How's everyone
Hey,
doing?
Lynn, how's it going?
I'm good, good.
Good to see you.
Sorry, we ran a little over.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm used to that up here. I mean, it was always that way when I was up here. It was always ran over.
Sorry.
Well, it was his fault back then, though, right? Yeah.
That's why I said, yeah, this is a rare occasion.
Okay. So we have your collective bargaining agreement.
Yes. Yes. So this is for Unit A. So that's our account clerks, our early intervention team, which is developmental specialists, OT, PT, and speech. And then it's also our instructor and our instructor assistants. Did I grab everybody?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Clerical staff.
Clerical staff too, yes. So that's, Unit B is our SSA department.
I was gonna
That'll be
say,
next
yeah.
year. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay. I have a question though. On here, I think it's like this, the page 2, down where it says compensatory time.
Yes.
It says added language to clarify 70-hour pay periods versus 80-hour pay periods.
Right.
Can you speak to that?
Yeah, so our whole early intervention team was only working 7 hours a day. And we got them to now work 8 hours a day. It's been that way forever.
Okay.
Yeah, so we wanted them to work 8 hours like most people do.
Well, but it says here, add language to clarify 70-hour pay periods versus 80 hour, oh, so that's what it is.
That's what it was, because it
Yeah,
was
that's what it
70
was.
for the 2-week pay period, and now it's 80 because they're working 8 hours a day.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, are they getting a paid lunch now? Or how is it like,
Oh, yeah, I read it wrong too.
And our
Yeah, I
instructor,
must be
we do
reading
have
it
an
wrong as
instructor
well.
that still works 7 hours. That gets comp time too, though. That's why we have
Yeah,
to differentiate between 80 and 70-hour pay periods.
Yeah, because I'm thinking they're going down to 70 versus 80, because it said add language to clarify 70-hour pay periods versus 80 hours. But now I understand it.
right.
So are there some people that remained at the 7 hours, because on the first page under, okay, there are some, okay.
Yeah,
It
so-
changed the facility-based employees to 35 hours per week and clerical staff to 40 hours per week.
The clerical have always been the
Okay.
40 hours, but the instructor assistants, we moved them from 6.5 to 7.
Ah,
The instructors stayed at 7
Right.
okay.
with the school. So they go do outreach at the schools, and so they do social emotional learning classes, and then they go out. We have what's called a building independence program, where they're transitioning kids to adulthood essentially, and they go out in the community and stuff. But it's still during the school time, so you don't need 8 hours for that.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
I think that was all I had.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
question I had as well.
The biggest change was that we added 4 months to this contract to get them.
I saw that.
Yeah, so we did that so that there'll be, the contract.
Extension through December
Right.
2028.
Puts
Yeah.
it on a calendar year basis. Before it was on a September to August because of the school year, but we don't have the school any longer.
Yeah.
So we want to try to get all the employees on a calendar year basis.
Oh, that's
Right.
smart.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because I
makes sense.
wondered why I had it highlighted, actually, extension through December 31st, 2028, so that makes sense.
And that'll be the plan next year when we meet with the SSAs to do the same thing. So that way, all of us are on the same kind of contracts
Yeah.
from January 1st. It makes easier for HR and for our business
Oh,
department.
Yeah, it makes it
sure.
easier for budgeting because we're in a January 1 fiscal year. So if we
Right.
get everybody on the same calendar, then it works
Yeah,
better.
Yeah.
so much easier.
All right,
All right, anyone else have any other questions? If not,
well, we're
I'll
good.
make a motion, it's just discussion,
It's just
so
discussion,
we don't
right.
have to do anything.
Yeah.
Look at that,
Until
I was
next
all
week.
excited.
See how easy that was?
That was pretty easy. Yeah.
Moving along.
All right.
All right, well, thank you.
All
Good
right,
seeing
thanks,
everyone.
guys.
All right,
See you.
good seeing you
Bye,
guys.
Lynn.
Good seeing you.
Don't be
John.
strangers.
All right, sounds good.
Bring donuts.
Donuts. I can do that.
Have a good one.
You too, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, next we have the sheriff's office.
I think Captain James is coming.
Is Kevin James out there?
What time is it? Oh, yeah, it's
Mhm.
9:25.
Commissioners.
Hey,
Hi,
good morning,
Dan.
Dan. Why are you so smiley?
Sun's out.
Beautiful day.
Yes.
For once.
Beautiful day.
God.
Looks good on his face.
Yep.
Good
Captain, step up.
morning.
Sarge, step
Good
up.
morning.
You can step up as well. Have a seat. Where were you on the? All right, you're up.
Hi. All right. So here to talk today about like I said with this SRO thing last time, is we come across things now and we see them and we want to make them right. So I'm going to hand these pictures up here. This is the current. They're 4 different photos, different angles.
Oh,
So those pictures are the current standing water that sit next to our training center at Coit Road, kind of in between, next to our training center, in front of where the range goes down. Originally in the past, we had Lakeside Sand and Gravel had a entrance to their property, and then we had an entrance to our facility, our training center, where the DVCU is and where our training center is. Since then, we have created a path between the 2 drives for a shared drive, because what are they, 60-ton dump trucks? I mean, the tires are bigger than an F-250, I mean, on these things, and they're huge. So there's been a lot of instances where we were trying to pull in, they're trying to pull out, and it comes up the Coit Road, cars coming, because there's an S-curve right after their entrance. If you've been there, you know, and it's not good. So about 2 weeks ago, I probably wouldn't be sitting here with you today if it was that close. It was bad. So we've since created this shared drive. Problem is, when we park, if we ever do training there for other agencies and they need to use that area to park, then the shared drive becomes unusable by Lakeside Sand and Gravel as well. So we still have that issue. It actually makes it worse. So what Lakeside Sand and Gravel is willing to do, because of issues where they've had pulling out and cars coming down the road, they're willing to, at no cost, make the parking area bigger, dig up the berm along Coit Road, just on our property, make the parking lot better, and then where that, if you could see in those pictures, most of them, I'm actually standing on Lakeside Sand and Gravel to take those photos. I'm way high up, and it just drops down into that water that's already there. So initially, we were thinking to get rid of the water. Like, how do we get rid of this water? Well, that's not happening. We could do it, but I'd be standing here asking for a whole bunch of money, and it's just not necessary. But it definitely is a safety risk, because if someone goes down that hill, they're going right into that water, and you can't even really see the water. So you could just kind of walk up on it, and you're in it. I mean, it's there. So what Lakeside is also willing to do is to get rid of all that foliage around there, all the overgrown trees, the overgrown, all that junk you see that's all in there.
yeah, trees and everything.
They're willing to dig that out. They're willing to grade it so that we can put up signs that say danger, no swimming, to kind of alleviate some. I mean, it's there. We can't do anything about it.
It's a cautionary.
Yeah, so kind of a cautionary thing. We can put up signs that say, no swimming, danger, whatever signs we can get. What's that?
I never saw the one.
I said
That's the problem.
You can't see it.
Right. Once you're there, it's there. I mean, if a little kid happens to be walking over there for some reason, or even just someone taking a walk at night, they're going to fall in that. And it's been a problem. We've never done anything with it. Lakeside Sand and Gravel, like I said, at no cost, they're willing to, because it helps them too. It's like, let's be real here. It's going to help them. It's going to help us. It helps the whole situation. Plus, if we can make the water usable for like the Portage County dive team to practice in, or the Marine Patrol to do water rescue. We just had a boat stranded at West Branch over the weekend, and we had to go out and do that. So it's a training center. Why not at least try to use it for something we can train in for the Portage County, like I said, dive team and all that. And we can, I think, get rid of a little bit of the risk in it by putting up signs at least that say that, hey, we tried to tell people it's here, and we can make it visible at least. So.
Well, I guess, I'm glad Dan's here. I guess, we have wells out there, and I would check with him to make sure that
Okay.
it's not an issue if they're going to disrupt anything, because quite frankly, I don't know how that works, but I know they're in close proximity.
Shouldn't, but I haven't seen a diagram as to where our plant is in relation to
So just make sure that we
Yeah, that's all.
coordinate. Yeah, we don't want to mess anything up while we're trying to fix the problem, not
Well,
create things.
absolutely, and.
Yeah, that would be an expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
You don't want to
that
see me in a couple Thursdays.
would- Yeah, that would be my only recommendation.
Yeah, we'll make sure that
from
we-
me is,
Yeah, 'cause he's
uh,
got a plant right there.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll make sure that we get.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it, just send me a diagram of where that location is. And,
Absolutely.
you know, we'll just, a quick review and just make sure that.
Yeah, it's right up by the building, it shouldn't be that big of a
I
deal, but.
can't
And
imagine.
it's
I-
just parking
Yeah,
lot?
'cause we're up
What's that?
too on the hill.
Parking
Yeah.
lot? Is it parking lot that you're adding?
So it's, I mean, really, realistically, if we just grade the area around that and get rid of all the excess overgrowth and foliage and all that stuff, then we can, we're not really creating, we're not gonna put down like asphalt or anything for a parking lot. It's just, we can park, we'll be able to
Sure.
park in the grass to get out of the drive
Because
so that
that's
we
a
can
shared
still
drive
use it.
is what you're saying.
Yes,
and
yeah.
it's-
It's our property, but
Mhm.
there was already a resolution, and we're just amending it actually. So it was already a resolution to create that. When we did that resolution, it was great, except for when we have any time anybody parks up there, you can't use it anyways. So if we can just, kind of a twofold to make that safer, take away the liability if something happens, and be able to park off of the shared drive so that we can still use it. Because anytime we park there,
Yeah.
they gotta go back to the
Yeah.
original way we did things,
You know,
which is
it's
what we're
also
trying to
like
prevent in
that.
the first place.
Lakeside stepped
Oh,
up,
yeah.
and they
They're
always help out.
very
Yeah,
good neighbors.
and Lakeside also did review the resolution, because I said, I don't wanna take this resolution in there if then you see it afterwards and go, well, we don't wanna do
Sure.
that. So they
No.
did see it, and we kinda
And
worked
they've
with
called
them.
me a couple of times.
Okay, I
so-
wasn't
Yeah.
sure if they,
Yep,
So what we'll do though is we'll have to pull the resolution for today, just to verify with Dan that nothing is
Yeah.
disrupted with the plan.
Okay.
And then it'll probably come right back on next week.
okay.
Yeah.
it's just a big concern of mine, that's all. Other than
Okay.
that, sounds good.
Okay, so get with you. and
Yeah,
we'll
just send me an email with the diagram and, you know, what you're, just a
Okay.
brief summary of what you're looking to do. I'll have my engineers look at it real quick. We'll turn it around real fast for you.
Okay, and then could you also maybe send us a diagram of where your stuff is? That way I can show them so they don't do something that they're, that way we can
Yes, absolutely.
both be on the same page.
Yeah, I don't think it's real close,
Right.
but I just,
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I understand completely.
guess he'll get mad at me.
Right, no, I get it.
We don't want any bullets going to our employees.
No.
We've had some issues in the past.
Yeah,
No, I get it.
all right, you
Awesome.
done?
Yeah.
All right,
Thank
get
you.
out.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
you.
Appreciate it. Thank
Hey,
you.
get out.
Thank you for your
I
time.
didn't bring one. I'm sorry.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Normally I have them.
No,
Yeah,
no
just
problem.
send me an email. I'm just
What's the last name?
D Blakely, BLAKELY.
Okay, all right, we'll do it today. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, internal services.
Okay.
That would be you.
Shannon.
Shannon.
That's me.
Oh, we already have, oh, this is from last week. I was
Yeah,
like
I
all
said it.
excited.
All right, I have some projects stuff to do.
Jim wanted to run that.
What?
He was reeling me in last week.
I was helping her with the big words. It was
Sounding about-
taxing.
It's taxing. That's
That's
right up my
Was
alley.
it?
Okay, the annex building, hopefully we're gonna get this concrete in there someday. They're behind again because of the rain last week, so they're behind on the other
Sure.
jobs. Now they're starting Monday. So, we'll be there on Monday, hopefully. We'll start digging. It'll get done, hopefully this summer. But they just can't predict that weather, like it's even supposed to rain all next week now. So, I hate to even hesitate to even say that they're gonna start Monday now, so we'll see.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Right. The ADA button at the annex building, also the electrical is currently being put in today. Just for the ADA button, and that should probably be done probably by mid next week.
Oh, that's good.
So
And
they have
then
for the
they
restroom.
paid for it, right?
Mhm. Yep, Woody was very,
Yeah.
he was excited too that it was gonna happen so fast, so. At the Justice Center, they're meeting with the jail staff, they're actually gonna meet with today, to come up with a game plan to seal coat the sections, cause it's big, it's the back and all the way
Yeah.
around. And it hasn't been done for a very long time, so we're excited to get that done for them and
Good.
straight, so. The juvenile court, JDC, they did the parking lot, they did the seal coating and the striping, it looks really nice, I drove by it the other day. And it turned out really nice, and they were very happy about that as well. Also the roof, the fixes, that was costly, that's complete, and so far so good. If you go to the next page, the
We
riddle
would
block.
have had plenty of experience if it was gonna leak.
Right.
All the rain.
And we're gonna find out this coming week too. The Riddle Block building, the parking gate is complete, and I actually just found out that the judge's parking lot gate is gonna be, they're starting today, they just called late last night.
Oh, good.
That they wanna start
Okay,
today.
good.
And that's all I have, it's getting a little smaller.
Way to get things done there, girl.
Yeah, no problem.
Good job.
And then for the resolutions, we're pulling 9 and 10.
Yeah, okay. Put that on there and find it on autopilot. 9 and 10, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and why are we pulling 9?
I think there's more information needed.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right, I'll make a motion. The Board of Commissioners accepts the proposal for Omni Services LLC and enter into agreement for providing professional services for the project known as 2025 Roadway Construction Administration Contract.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make a motion. The Board of Commissioners accepts contract modification number 2 to the engineering agreement between Quality Control Inspections, Inc. and Portage County Engineer for providing professional services for the project known as 2024 Subdivision Construction Administration Contract.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion. The Board of Commissioners declares the necessity to purchase one building structure to serve as the additional storage for road salt.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an amendment between the Portage County Board of Commissioners and Hummel Construction Company for the CDBG Village of Manaway 10600 block facade renovations project.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I make a motion, the Board of Commissioners authorizes the Portage County Water Resources Department to enter into an agreement with CTI Engineers, Inc. to complete Brimfield Township water study.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners agrees to accept and award the contract for the construction of the project for Brimfield Water Treatment Plant water well for the Portage County Water Resources Department.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into a memorandum of understanding between Portage County Jobs and Family Services and Connect Services for collaborative and supportive services to achieve permanently outcomes for youth and foster care.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into a memorandum of understanding to set normal operation procedures for all concerned officials in Portage County in respect for the responsibility under the revised code for Portage County child abuse and neglect.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Thank
Thank you so much.
You're the best. Ditto.
Shannon, thank you.
Good morning.
All right.
Hi, Dan.
So I just came to discuss Manaway Township. I know I believe they sent the three of you
Yeah.
letters requesting reconsideration for the tap-in fees. So essentially, I'm here to answer any questions that you may have regarding the situation. I know in the past, we have not considered fees for Brimfield Township or Streetsboro, City of Streetsboro. And in addition, our own departments, we have charged the sewer and tap fees.
I was gonna say, that's the most important thing. We don't even give ourselves discounts from the
That is
tap
correct.
ins.
Yeah. A lot of the arguments that they make, I don't know that they're necessarily founded in any kind of basis. One of the big arguments is that they have two connections.
Yes.
They're using one tap to connect to our force main.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, as a practice, we don't like any connections on our force main. The potential for something catastrophic to happen is up there. So if there's any failure on their part, there could be sewer discharge into a facility that's connected to the force main if one of their valves were to fail. So generally, we don't like those connections. We had another plan, because I think initially their plan was to connect, they have 4 buildings total, and so they had a ARPA money that they were gonna utilize, and CT Consultants did the design, but the original plan was for them to run a separate line and a pump station to our sewer and connect properly. They ran out of money. We're no longer able to move forward with that plan. It got too costly. So John Vance, our sanitary engineer, came up with this plan for them to connect their 2 buildings that they really want connected to our force main, with the condition that they use 1 tap to do that. So that's where the 1 connection comes. Just as a backstory, though, all of our tap-in fees, as far as for the there's two fees that are combined into that fee. One is for the collection system, which is the maintenance of our overall sewer system that we have throughout Portage County. So that's one of the impact fees, and the other impact fee is for the wastewater treatment plant, and that's for collecting the additional sewage in the fees that are associated with maintaining a wastewater treatment plant, which are obviously very, very expensive. So that's why the tap fees exist. They have 1 unit per building, which frankly is the same as any residential house. They refer to the fact that we refer to them as a business. That's a general category. The general category is just the idea that there could be more than 4 or 5 people in that building at any given moment. So in that situation, they're being referred to as a business because they could have up to 183 residents in that facility at one time. So that's why they were given that category. We understand that the majority of the time it won't be filled up like that, and thus is why we only charge them one unit per building. Under other circumstances, it would be a considerably higher charge.
Well, we help where we can, and that's something that we've discussed in the past.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Okay, I was just here to answer questions. It sounds to me that they are trying to request a meeting. I don't know how you would like me to respond to that. We can.
You
I
could
don't know
go
if we
meet
wanna-
with them and explain it.
And that is absolutely something that I can do.
It's not gonna
But
change.
you have the support of the Board of Commissioners,
Okay.
and so.
Then I'll reach out to the trustees, sit down and have a conversation with them, at least let them understand
Sure.
why we do what we
Yeah.
do, and frankly, we've been trying to do as much of a favor to make this
Sure.
project
Well, it
happen
sounds
so
like
that they
it.
could connect.
And maybe emphasize that and explain that perspective to them.
Okay, absolutely.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Thanks.
All
Well,
right,
thank you very
thanks,
much.
Dan. Mental health and recovery is 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it?
9:45.
You wanna go to,
Sure.
miscellaneous?
See, that's sad when I can read your mind. That is so sad.
Get out of it.
Oh, we have an executive session.
Oh,
For-
yes, I'm sorry.
No,
Oh,
Here,
the
Kelly
extra.
Jo.
Yep, sorry, that was
All
my
right.
also.
In accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 121.22G5, the Board of Commissioners moves into executive session to discuss matters required to be kept confidential by federal law or regulations or state statutes.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes. Morning.
Hi, Kelly Jo.
Kelly Jo.
I'll make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes, no action.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Good seeing you.
You too, have a good day.
Take care.
All right, we've got some time.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do miscellaneous. I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the Portage County Investment Reconciliation for the month May 2025 as presented by the County Treasurer and County Auditor.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes?
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the kennel intake report for May 26, 2025 through June 1st, 2025 as presented by the Chief Dog Warden Dave McIntyre.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes?
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the kennel disposition report May 26, 2025 through June 8th, 2025 as presented by the Chief Dog Warden Dave McIntyre.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes. You know what, I think this is wrong.
It's okay, Sabrina, I questioned that too.
Yeah.
The first one, number 2 is the intake, this, third
Oh,
one
this is the
this
the-
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we're good,
Okay.
so.
Okay, I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners, oh,
Go ahead.
second.
Second, I second. Roll call.
Sabrina,
yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
I guess.
That's a yes, that's a yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the kennel disposition report and intake report for June 2nd, 2025 through June 8th, 2025 as presented by the Chief Dog Warden Dave McIntyre.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes. You want to take a 20-minute recess?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, we'll recess till 10:30. right, welcome back from recess, and we welcome you two young ladies, and you're up.
Thank you. Well, I want to be formal and just say thank you, commissioners, for giving us this opportunity. Sabrina, Mike, and Jill, we really appreciate the opportunity just to share why we're here today. We're here to talk about a serious issue, the opioid epidemic that's affecting our communities. iHeartMedia is co-founder of the National Opioid Action Coalition, and Sunny and I represent our opioid misuse prevention network. And we've been working with commissioners and counties and communities across the whole state of Ohio and other states to help bring awareness to the opioid epidemic. Excuse me, I have to clear my throat. And bring awareness of the opioid epidemic.
You need a drink?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'll grab
Thank
one.
you.
Yeah, they're only $5.
We'll put it on iHeart's tab.
They're tax-free.
Well, we don't take credit cards.
And so we've been working with communities across the whole state of Ohio and other states to raise the awareness, and we're being a company that gives back to the community. We saw the opportunity to be that voice and be able to share our best practices too, working with organizations like the Mental Health Recovery Board, which we've partnered with today, to share a plan to help curb the opioid epidemic here in Portage County. When we look at the state of Ohio, and you might be familiar with this, our state is one of the top 5 in the country for the highest of substance use disorders, and we have 1.5 million people, or 1.9 million people who have a mental health condition, and 1.2 people in the state who are illicit drug users too. So when we see that correlation between mental illness and then also substance use, and so now more than ever, it's more important to raise that awareness. About 12 Ohioans are dying each day from a substance use disorder, overdose, unintentionally, overdosing on substances. And so we wanted to share a plan with you for the county, and we worked with per Sabrina's suggestion, we worked with the county, with the Mental Health Recovery Board, to put a plan together to share with you for the county. So we'd like to share that with you right now, hopefully. And just to go through some of the statistics, so we talked about the state of Ohio and where we are right now as far as looking at drug overdoses. And while Portage County is a little bit lower than the average, you're around bordering counties that are high. And so we look at particularly Mahoning and Stark. And what prompted this meeting too was an alarming statistic that came out last month.
Yes.
In April with Summit County. They had 87 overdoses in 1 month, which was just frightening. Wow. And that's right in your backyard.
We had a bad batch somewhere.
Yes, and so the thing that's happening is innocently, somebody might be given a piece of candy at a party that, they take it not knowing that it's laced with fentanyl or some other detrimental substance.
They're real creative with how they're doing it.
Oh my God, it's really, different colors and
Skittles.
Yeah. Well, they're doing that too. They're making it look like candy, and so it's there's no indicator of how or who, and it affects any social economic status. Whether it affects everyone, whether it's there's no age, race, gender, socioeconomic status. We're talking from youth all the way up into senior citizens. And we look at unintentional drug overdose deaths, that age range too, as I just mentioned, that main age that's really being affected is that 25 to 64-year-old. And the highest incident that we're seeing is about 78% with fentanyl. But there's also other drugs that are showing up in our illicit drug supply, like metadopamine, for example, in Mahoning or in Columbiana County.
Where did you go
Thank
to the
you.
river to get that?
I had, yes. How to distill it.
It tastes very good too.
Perfect. Did a good job.
In Columbiana County, the Columbiana County Drug Task Force in March declared our state, our area as being flooded with methamphetamine. And they have already seized more than half of the amount that they seized in the whole entire year of 2024. So again, another bordering county that's really close to Portage as well. It's just flooding through our communities. And when we do look at Portage County and I'll disclose and say that we did meet with Sabrina a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
just to talk with her about this serious issue and how we could help with the county, and that's how we ended up partnering with the Mental Health and Recovery Board too. But she was kind enough to also verify our statistics by calling the coroner. And so when we look at deaths in the area right now that have come from overdoses, there's about 34 that we got confirmed from this past year.
It's interesting because I have on my written down here. Our highest year was 2022. There was 48 overdoses. And then 23,
It's
it went
frightening.
down to 46. 24, 34. So we're going in the right direction. And then for this year, I didn't have as many. I don't know. I don't know if he didn't have those stats.
He didn't have the
He didn't
stats
have
yet.
the stats
Yeah, he didn't have the stats
Yeah.
yet. But that falls in nicely to our next slide to share with you, which is about the naloxone distribution.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say.
Which has helped, but the other end of that is, it's great that you're working and talking with the Mental Health Recovery Board, and we've been working with Karen there. There's a lot of efforts that she's been trying to do to make the naloxone kits available and make people aware of that too, and that's where we can come in to really raise that voice and connect people to the resources that are here in the county. But the other end of that too is that there's other illicit drugs that are being detected in our drug supply now in the state. So it's not just the fentanyl, but there's another drug called xylazine, which is a horse tranquilizer that originated in Kensington Place in Philadelphia, which is the highest open drug traffic market in the country. And it's it cannot be detected by naloxone. So people are getting their hands on this now too, and that's gone into, and it's in the state of Ohio now. So again, just the more important part of just having to raise that awareness and let people know how serious this is and where they can go to get help here in the county. So how can we help you? Well, we're your partner. I mentioned that we co-founded the National Opioid Action Coalition. We co-founded the organization because we saw the plight that the opioid epidemic was having in our communities, and so a little over 4 years ago, we started working with counties across not just the state, but across the country, to raise awareness of the opioid epidemic, but then also to educate people about the seriousness of this, but more importantly, to connect people to the resources, because what we're finding as we're working with organizations like the Mental Health Recovery Board and the service providers themselves, is that no one knows that they exist, or they don't know what they provide. And then there's the stigma that comes along with that too. And so being that we represent so many different artists and knowing that some of them have gone through their own struggles, we've used them to share their stories too, to help reduce the stigma as well. And so we have been collaborating with, in this case, we're collaborating with the Mental Health Recovery Board to develop a community outreach plan for your county. So what does that look like? Well, with that, we would direct residents to the local resources and providers, including Town Hall 2, Coleman Health Services, which we do a lot of work with Coleman right now. And then Access Point, Children's Advantage, Hopetown, and Hopetown on Wheels. And then we want to promote calls to 988, which is something that the Mental Health Recovery Board has been doing right now, just on a limited basis. They have a kiosk inside the University Hospital and at the charging station, and so they have 988 information there. But we want to be more powerful to be able to reach more people and impact that, and we even have the technology to be able to serve a message to somebody that might be going in and out of the hospital too, so they know where to go for help. And then educate residents from students to seniors. So, Sonia, do you want to talk about any of this?
I'm looking at, okay.
That's on the screen.
Oh, yes, okay, so we kind of do everything. We start off as a radio group, and now we're heavily into digital, streaming television, we email
Streaming
marketing. Yeah, we do kind of everything. So we message, and most of the places that we've dealt with, we do streaming audio, which is really well listened to. We have our audio, of course, we message through the radio. There are some concerns, I think Karen had with Portage County, that she didn't want to do radio due to the fact that it went further than Portage County.
So we didn't want to give them, was concerned about, you know, the taxpayer dollars being looked at, they were going toward another county.
Right.
Because we would reach more than just here,
Right.
with our radio reach,
So we do think that's important, but yet not necessary if you don't want to do that. Social media, Snapchat has been wonderful with younger demographics. We also have Facebook and Instagram, which are still really well utilized, which pretty much I'm on that every night. Digital display ads. We can target anywhere. We could target zip codes, we can fence in areas that we could target to, we could do age demographic, we could do genres, for instance, if you just want to do like talk radio, we could do anything you want. So don't feel like there's nothing out there that we can't do. We can, and if we can't, you know, we'll figure it out.
We can't, well, basically what Sunny's trying to tell you is we can reach anyone, anywhere, at any time.
Anywhere.
So we have the technology not just to identify highly affected areas in the county, but get down to a zip code, but also psychographically too. So somebody that might be searching for information on where to get help for substance use or opioids, or be searching that information, we can serve an ad right to them. It's kind of scary, kind of Big Brother-ish, but it's
works.
really effective. And it's efficient for you too, because we're then able to track that. So we're a very data-driven company too, where we have that technology behind the back end
Are you
to
gonna
track.
have some samples today to
Yeah,
show?
yeah.
Okay,
So we
so I
have-
think that will be very powerful to see exactly what you're speaking of and the messaging.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
very scary too.
Yeah. And then our other element is we know, again, this affects any age group,
Yeah,
but
it does not discriminate.
It doesn't discriminate against anyone, but we also know that our youth are the ones that are most vulnerable right now. And when it comes to our middle schools and our high schools, so we partner with we have a partner, Remedy Live, that puts on, it's called a Get School Tour program. So they come into the schools and we actually can hit, we're all excited about this, we can cover every school district in your county, and it's by age, grade class too. So we would do one Get School seminar that would be broadcasted through like video in the classroom for middle school age for the middle schools, then one for freshmen and sophomores, and then one for juniors and seniors. And with that is a chat center, so it's all interactive. So during the seminar or the assembly, it's real lively and interactive, and it addresses like it's okay if you don't feel okay about things, talking about mental health, and then getting into like what substances are. But they encourage questions to come through, and it's all anonymous, and then they're answered during the seminar too. And then after that, we leave that chat center open so that anyone that might have a concern, like a child that might have, or I should say a student that might have a question about something, they can ask it in the chat and it'll get answered. But we also share that data with the administrators of the schools. And we've actually had one school district that saved a child's life because they were thinking about killing themselves. And they had pills, and they were able to get to the parent, to the father, and get a school guard out there, and they stopped them from taking the pills.
Wow.
So you just never know, but it's like really powerful information that we can share then back to the school districts, but also to help save lives.
And this is something that they may not reach out, but it's something that brought to them, and it's something to think about.
I'm so used to holding the. So then, just the next pages get more into how we target and the different recommendations, and we've all collaborated with Karen from the Mental Health Recovery Board. She's very excited about the targeting that we can provide and the reach to, and be able to hit every area of the county, outlining areas that are maybe in higher need, like Windham and, did I say that right? Windham. Windham and Nelson and Garrettsville and Ravenna, where we know that there might be disparities there, where we can serve messaging and be very highly effective in targeting people that you might be wanting to reach out but don't know where to go.
Yeah.
And then with our high school and middle school Get School Tour Assembly program, so then Facebook and the social media campaign that Sunny talked about too, we've found Snapchat to be very effective in engaging youth. And in fact, with Coleman Health Services, we're doing a program with right now called, it's their MRSS, which is Mobile Response Stabilization Services. So that's for youth and families that are in crisis. And so if you feel like you need help, you can call their number and they will come right out to your home. And so we've increased the calls to that service that Coleman provides, and they've been able to get out and service so many more families because of the awareness we've created through Snapchat and through the Facebook marketing that we're doing.
And to their website also.
Yeah, to the website. And then you can see the details too on our high school, middle school, Get School Tour program, which we're real excited and think that that would be really effective for the county as well. And so our plan would break out to be the streaming audio that Sunny mentioned too, where again, we're targeting different age groups, different demographics, different audiences throughout the county. Podcasts, which are, again, we can psychographically target people through different podcasts. And then the Facebook to Snapchat, the digital ads that we can serve right to somebody that might be walking out of the Giant Eagle or out of the hospital. And then the Get School Tour. So the whole total impressions is 4.4 million. So that's 4.4 million messages that we'll be serving to the county and be able to serve that many people. And then the investment that we're asking for would be part of the opioid settlement funds that the commissioners have for the county for $85,000 that takes you through a 6-month sustained plan.
Now, we do take care of all the production for you, so you wouldn't have to worry about doing any type of creative script writing, anything like that. We do CTV. We pretty much do everything. So we will handle everything for you. You don't have to go through a separate entity for that.
No, and even what we've done with some of the counties too, we've had the commissioners voice a message as well. Because it's like warm and inviting, and it makes you feel like, well, my county really cares about me. We did a program in a county in Pennsylvania with, during the holidays, with holiday prevention, because we see a spike in substance use during the holidays, and suicide too. And so the commissioner voiced the commercial talking about, I should pull that up and play for you, talking about how, warm, like wishing everybody a happy holiday, but talking about how the holidays can be difficult for some, and if you find yourself needing help, you can call our hotline, get help now, and he gave the number out, and we tripled the calls to the hotline and doubled the website traffic too during that time period.
And we also did it in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking,
Communities,
constituents. So
yeah.
yeah.
And that's a good point too, Sunny. So we have the ability to be able to translate and be culturally relative into any population to reach. So even with the Hispanics and African American communities too. So let me show you some. I have to learn how to get out of this.
You should be able to just
X out.
and then it'll show the next screen, and if you just bring the
Or just
file.
go to the, can you go to the next?
What?
Or
It's
does that go
another
over
file.
again?
I need another file.
Yeah, you can just hit this X right here.
Okay, why is this not working? The cursor right here. Oh, see, I'm not used to using a mouse.
X, X, X. And then there's your other files, which one?
Great. Let's do these. Not to mention too, in your packets, we included an appendix that has supporting information, so the statistics we've shared with you about our state of Ohio, and also some of the articles that we pulled where we found that information, like the Summit County and the overdoses there, and the Columbia County Drug Task Force with the methamphetamine, just so you have that for reference. And then we also pulled for you too the MOU compliance for, and that, just to show you that community outreach and media campaigns are a valid use of the funds too. So this recaps a couple of the campaigns that, just to show you. I'm gonna jump down to the one, the holiday prevention campaign that we had mentioned. Sunny, you want to talk about that a little bit? I just want to see if I can pull up the commercial.
Yeah, that was so effective, it really was, because the commissioner did the commercial, did it in Spanish also, and it was just really effective for them. And they really appreciated the fact that they reached so many more people at that point. So it was really an interesting thing. We also did call tracking. So we did this campaign from December 29th through January 4th. The calls were up 47%. Where are you?
It's the substance abuse prevention campaign, the holiday one we did with Michael Rivera.
Am I in the wrong one?
Yeah, on the screen here. Go. It's the Berks County.
I'm just going on my own thing here. I'm just doing my own thing.
She gets lost in her little
I get
world.
lost in my own, yeah. I have my own world. It's called Sunny World. So there we go. Okay. So we did do the campaign from December 19th through January 5th, which was 17 days. We had over 460,000 impressions delivered. And that was the great thing about it, because it reached so far to so many people that they were able to,
In a short amount of
in
time.
a short
too.
amount of time, to have these people call in or go to their website and really get a response, get help that they needed, even if it was a family member. You know, anybody could call up and get help. So it was really well listened to. There were spikes though, the day before Christmas and the day after, December 29th and January 3rd. So there were specific spikes in what people, when people decided to call and try to get assistance.
Which kind of falls into like how the holidays are too, or you're coming off Christmas and then it's like New Year's and maybe you're feeling a little bit
depression
down,
and
depressed.
So do you guys have some samples? Because I think that would
Yeah, I'm gonna play the commercial.
put it in perspective.
Hello, this is Berks County Commissioner Michael Rivera wishing you a very happy holiday season. The holidays can be a difficult time for some. If you or a loved one are struggling with an addiction, you are not alone. Call our crisis hotline 24/7. We are here for you. Get help now at 484-628-4673. That's 484-628-4673. Or visit cocaberks.org. Help is just a phone call away. May you stay safe and healthy this holiday season.
Okay. Do you have some of the videos, like, when I think your boss came with
Yeah,
me,
I do
right?
have the videos, but
Is
I'm
that-
wondering how I could,
Can you pull them up on that, or is it just on your phone?
it's on my phone, but it's also on my laptop. I wonder if I could just.
Yeah, because I think that would put it in a better perspective.
And I think the next, so we have some creative samples we did for you at the end here too. So this was what the Facebook ads looked like for the holiday messaging. Again, we made it warm and inviting so that, somebody would be attracted to it.
And very simple, but you see it right away. It stands out. So it was for Christmas, and it really did a nice job with this. But these are the things we can help you with. These are things we can do for you and come up with different ideas on that.
This is looking funny here. So this is the county. Screen better.
That's a Coleman.
Yeah. Well, this was the Coleman Health Services MRSS Snapchat, so these are screens, but this was actually a video that played on the Snapchat platform that then they could, you could click on it to go right to Coleman to get help. And then these are some samples that we did for you that would be either a social media ad, a Facebook ad, or those digital ads that would be sent right to somebody's phone, so as they're walking in and out of a store. And then Sunny, do you want to talk about anything else while I try to get this up?
Yeah, I mean, does anybody here listen to podcasts at all? Okay. Podcast has been increasing, and my favorite is crime. I'm a crime junkie, so that's what I listen to. But podcasts have been increasing across the board. all ages. And it's become very informative for people. A lot of times in podcasts, you hear something and you might go to that website or to buy it or whatever. So we're finding great success in podcasts as far as iHeart's concerned. And we do a lot in that, and that's why we incorporate it into what we do.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay.
I was getting this up to play for them.
Yeah, I love podcasts because I just throw it on the car. I could listen, but yet pay attention driving.
Okay. So sorry this isn't as techy as we could be with the hopefully.
This is where I found my son the morning after he died from a fentanyl overdose. We were supposed to usher at church that day, but a drug dealer killed him by selling him an illegal pill that Logan thought would help him sleep. He wasn't just a great kid, athlete, and person. He was my son.
And then your logos would pop up at the end, and then your provider, like we can switch them out. So we could put Coleman on there, we could put Access, we could put Town Hall 2 to click to get help.
And it really, when you see something like that, it just kind of hits you, you know? Because you realize it might affect my family, but it affects so many other families around that you just don't even know about.
That's the problem.
And what we're finding now too is it's not just the parents, it's the grandparents that are now having to take on raising grandchildren because maybe their children have been struggling and now they can't care for their children. So like grandparents who are like into retirement are all coming back and having to care for younger children, and or those grandchildren are stealing from the grandparents to support a habit or have behavioral issues too. So there's strains through every generation of a family too. And then of course that impacts the society in a whole, when we look at workforce development and building the economy, when we have so many people that might be suffering some type of a mental health issue or a substance use disorder.
Sometimes you get down to the point where you feel there's no hope, and these people have to know that there is hope. They just have to reach out. Once they reach out, you take over. But there is hope out there.
But the problem is people don't know where to go to reach out. So that's where we've been coming in to raise that awareness, reach those people, reach them with the right messaging. As you can see from some of the samples we showed you, it's not that scary like don't do drugs or that kind of like scare tactic that you might have seen in the past on some messaging. We're our messaging is very warm and welcoming so that somebody would want to take that next step to make a phone call or to tell somebody they're having a problem.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you guys coming in.
We appreciate your
Very much.
consideration and
Very much.
anything we can do to help. We're here.
All right.
If we can save one life, we save one already.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what would be next steps as far as moving forward?
Well, you gave us quite a bit of information.
Yes, we did.
Look it over.
We overkilled you.
We'll look it over and reach out.
Okay, wonderful. We appreciate it.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you so
very much.
much.
Thank you. All right. Bye, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice to see you.
Any public comment?
No, sir, not that I'm aware.
Yeah, would you do that for us?
Let's check and see.
You guys have a full day ahead, huh?
It's always something.
Always. Never a
That's
dull
what,
moment.
that's what Rosanna Dana said.
Hey, it keeps you out of trouble.
right.
Always something.
It keeps you
Always
out of
something.
trouble, that's all.
Well, thanks again, ladies. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for all you do
Oh,
too.
please. Our pleasure.
Have a great day.
All right.
Thank you.
You as well.
Bye.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need it now, but thank you so much.
All right,
Take care.
Karen.
Madam Administrator, do you have anything to add?
No, Mr. President, I'm good, thank you.
Commissioner Crawford,
I do not, but thank you. Thank you, sir.
Ms. Bennett.
I do not.
All right. Well, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved to adjourn? Second, sorry.
Roll call, please.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes. Happy Father's Day to those fathers.
Oh, yes,